Good morning, everyone. This is Liz, and this is my Let's Play of Mass Effect 2. We've just completed the Shadow Broker mission.
Shepard, it's so good to see you. I've set up a few terminals with information I think you'll find interesting. Take a look.
Welcome back, Shadow Broker.
What's this?
That's the old broker's VI assistant. It's actually been helpful with rebuilding the network.
Please let me know if I can organize anything else for you, Shadow Broker.
It also thinks anyone in the room is the broker. I'll play around with the settings later.
My manual is ready whenever you have a moment.
So we've just completed the Shadow Broker mission. I went and got my last shockwave bar here, so I am completely specced. I don't think I'll add pull or cryo ammo. If I have to add anything, if I get another point, I'll put it in pull. I also purchased the last upgrade that I wanted, the last two upgrades that I wanted, and I also purchased a new sniper rifle, and I don't know if it's any better than the previous ones. Okay, so this is inside the Shadow Broker ship. This is where we defeated the Shadow Broker, and you can see where they've repaired that. I don't know when, but it must have been pretty quick. There's this terminal over here called Investment Opportunities. I've got 5,000 credits. I could invest all those credits in this. It will give me extra credits. Why don't I buy don't have enough to buy these two. Could buy these two or these two or these two. So let's buy the most expensive ones. And then we can check back later and get some credits back.
The Turian Council member's mistress has made some unusual purchases lately. She may be expecting to move to a larger mansion.
There's the beautiful sky of the planet that we're on. It also creates a lot of background noise. I'm just going to close it. The survey information. We don't really need this. This stuff is so that if you're low on EZO, you can get a new EZO-rich planet that will give you all of the EZO that you want. And I've already purchased all the research things, so what we need now, I think for the Reaper IFF, we get another level of sniper rifle damage, so that's okay. We've got 6 out of 6 tech damage. It should only be 5, but because of the DLCs, they add another one. We get loads of submachine damage, shotgun damage, sniper rifle damage. Probably going to pick that up. We've topped out on our Medigel, Krogan, heavy weapon ammo is 6 out of 6. Heavy skin weave is 5 out of 5. Gas shield strength, I think we probably picked that up as well from Reaper IFF mission. Now we get some damage protection. Everything is mostly 5 out of 5. It doesn't matter. At this point, we could finish the game on 4 out of 5. No worries at all. We have, we're gonna go to that terminal last because there's a lot of stuff there. If I want to use my advanced training, then I can change all these people's loadout, but I'm pretty happy with how we've done it, to be honest. It doesn't, like I said,
It's nearly time to repurchase effective caste status on Karshan. I have deducted funds to grant you
We come in
full
here
elite
and we can talk to
access.
Farron. And we can turn on the music if we want, but we're not going to do that. And this is interesting, and I would suggest that you play around with this. It's only some snippets of videos on the Citadel and Ilium of what happens. It kind of shows you that the Shadow Broker has eyes everywhere, and he's viewing everything. And there's probably YouTube playlists of just these video archives. But I don't want to really waste my time on this because we got lots of other things to do. Let's talk to Farron.
Shepard, glad you stopped by. We don't get many visitors.
Take it easy. You've been through a lot.
You're probably right. I never did say thanks for the rescue.
Liara never gave up on you, Farron. I just helped.
I'm still amazed Liara came for me. I'll never forget what either of you did.
I can log that in the archives for you, sir.
I see you met the secretary.
You're Liara's friend?
For 2 years, Liara didn't stop looking for you. You two must have been close.
She's a good friend. Better than I deserve.
Just pouring some tea. It's a beautiful morning today. I'm hanging out with my kitty. We've got the window open, so if you hear things, it's because of the window. How are you doing health-wise?
How are you holding up, Farron?
I'll be alright. I wasn't always strapped into that interrogation chair. Drell can mentally escape into old memories. It came in handy on the bad days.
If I talk to him about this, I don't want to know about torture. Okay, how about your plans?
What will you do now that you're a free man?
I want to help Liara rebuild this place. But after that...
Your schedule's getting full, sir. Let me sync it to your Omni tool.
No thanks, I'm fine.
How did you meet Liara?
How did you and Liara both end up looking for my body?
Cerberus headhunted me and Liara to steal your body from the Shadow Broker. I was working for the broker at the time, and he's the one who scraped up your remains in the first place.
Why did you go toward Liara and not the broker?
What turned you against the Shadow Broker?
He started working for the Collectors. You weren't their first victim. Was an information trader, not a slaver.
Okay, and how do you feel about Liara doing the broker job?
How do you think Liara's doing as the new Shadow Broker?
Operations are almost fully recovered after a slight dip in efficiency.
Ever since we repaired the network, Liara's been glued to the archives. I caught her sleeping at her desk more than once. She's busy, but I think she likes it that way.
Fine. How do we kill this drone off?
Looks like you've made a friend.
The drone follows everyone. I don't know why the broker kept it around.
I'm a shell for a specialized data processing VI, custom built to your specifications, Shadow Broker.
It helps coordinate the network's massive information feeds, but it could use a different interface tone.
You deemed my default personality sufficient for your needs, Shadow Broker.
I wish it would stop calling me that.
See ya.
Take it easy, Farron.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anyway. Let's chat with Liara really quick.
How are you doing, Liara?
I'm a bit overwhelmed, to be honest. The Shadow Broker had more resources than you can imagine. Here, come on over. He had top-level access to the Turian and Asari governments. And more than one Solarian Dalatros traded intel. And now it's ours.
Is it too much?
If you're in over your head, we could just crash this thing and walk away.
That's just it. In a way, I feel like I belong here. Working on my own, I was always hunting for leads. With the Shadow Broker's resources, it's about organizing, cataloging. I've got everything, Shepard. This is a dream job. Although, the location could be better.
So I think they want you to believe that she's like a natural fit for the Shadow Broker because she was always kind of working on her own. And I just part of the Shadow Broker's, what's it called? Milieu? I'm gonna say milieu, but that's not what I mean. The way of working is to deal on a one-to-one basis with people. All the time. All the time. It's a network. He is constantly, or she is constantly linked in with all of these people. And so, therefore, he needs excellent, not only organizational skills, like she's talking about, like admin work. She's also got to understand how people are motivated, what drives them. She's got to understand how to negotiate and persuade them, all of which I don't believe Liara has. I think she can probably do the whole organizational bit no problem and work on her own, and she's probably quite intelligent. But being devious and cruel, if necessary, I just don't see that in Liara's character. Not for Mass Effect 1 for sure. Let's go.
Have you found anything useful yet?
The Shadow Broker knew about the Reapers. Perhaps that's why he offered to help prove Saren's guilt to the Council.
He didn't want Saren to succeed.
He also knew that the Collectors were Protheans, repurposed to be Harbinger's puppets. There's even some data on the Protheans. I think he knew what was coming and was looking for a way to survive.
Tell me about the Prothean data.
Why was he still looking at Protheans? They gave us the warning and the conduit at Ilos, but we've used those.
The Shadow Broker seemed to think there was more out there. Perhaps the Protheans had other plan. Or maybe he was just grasping at anything that offered some hope.
Okay. He's a Yogg.
How'd you know what the Shadow Broker was?
I didn't. I had no idea what to expect when we finally found him. But I researched pre-spaceflight cultures during some of my Prothean studies. I know a bit about the Yogg. There's more on the terminals if you want to look. They're a fascinating culture, and a terrifying one.
Okay, how about his health?
How's Farron doing?
As well as you'd expect, after 2 years of intermittent torture.
You gonna be okay?
I don't know. He wants to work, so I'm letting him help. Maybe it takes his mind off it.
I don't think they are.
It was good talking with you, Liara. Let me know if you need anything.
I think what I need right now is a friend. I can't leave for too long, but spending all my time on this ship. Maybe next time you come by, I could come up to the Normandy.
Why don't we do it now and get it over with, Liara?
That sounds great. Why don't you come up now?
Okay, thanks. I'll be right there. Just give me a minute.
The game assumes that you've had a relationship with her, and it's kind of obnoxious.
Did you enjoy the tour?
Yes, it's a beautiful ship. And I ran into Joker. He seemed happy to see me. Although, he did ask if I'd embraced eternity lately.
Of course he did.
I also spoke with Dr. Chakwas. I'm glad she's doing well. I brought you something. It took some digging, but I recovered your tags.
Thanks.
I thought I'd never see these again.
They changed hands more than once. Do you remember Admiral Hackett? He gave them to me so I could return them to you. He sends his best and hopes you're okay. So, how are you doing, Shepard? I mean, really. Not what you tell your squad to keep morale up.
I'm hopeful.
I'm okay. Really. It's been rough, but we'll get it done.
You've certainly made a good start, even if those idiots on the Council won't admit it. There wouldn't be a man, woman, or child left on Horizon, if not for you.
It was a setup.
You know the worst part of it? Cerberus planted intel to lure the Collectors there. Horizon was bait.
Those bastards.
They'd have hit another world if we hadn't lured them there, but aren't you gonna tell me not to work with them?
I gave them your body, remember?
That's true.
What should I
It's all
say?
your fault.
And I trust you. You'll stick to your beliefs no matter what Cerberus wants. So tell me what you want. What are you
really
fighting
want.
for?
Sorry.
A chance to give Miss Vaz Normandy a homeworld?
Oh dear. Yeah, actually, I'd like to give her a homeworld, along with everything else.
Tali is important to me.
And she's been awestruck since you brought her onto the Normandy 2 years ago.
You could have mentioned that at the time.
And save you the fun of finding out on your own. I hope the two of you find some happiness, Shepard. I should get back to my base, but thanks for inviting me up, Shepard.
Lots of new dialogue here. That was the most awkward hug ever. Ah.
Come back soon.
Why? And why is he sitting on the bed? Like a Am I really on the Normandy? Yep. I wanted to go to that one terminal. We also have to do the rest of the system. There's not going to be anything interesting here, but... Yes, I have the Shadow Broker model, which is cool. I need to go up to my, that's over here. Right, so this is what I love, the dossiers. We're gonna go through all of them. There are a lot of them, so it's gonna take some time. First one's Miranda. She's a Cerberus officer. She's efficient, ruthless, obsessed with human dominance, possible recruitment candidate after a Lucid man's assassination and destruction of Cerberus. Extranet activity. She searched for Shepard, Saren, Spectre. She searched for a news summary for Eldville Ashland Energy. She subscribed to After Dark Fashions. She canceled her subscription to Biotech Research Quarterly. And she bought the book Men Are From Omega, Women Are From Ilium. So she's trying to get a date. She signed on to a service called iPartner Collections. Her username is Lawbringer SR2. And they say, we have reviewed your application to join the iPartner group and are happy to accept you into the exclusive Diamond Circle, where the best meet the best. iPartner is proud to present you with our exclusive Diamond Circle benefits. Access your account as often as you wish. Unrestricted membership search across 23 systems. Review potential iPartners in full 360 vision. Wouldn't that be nice? Guaranteed first choice placement of your personal dossier. Questions? Ask your personal iPartner representative. Welcome. Executive matches for selective people. Okay, inter-relay text chat. IRC, basically. To Miranda from The Perfect Man. Hey there, new to all this iPartner stuff? Yes. Well, maybe tell me about yourself. What sort of work do you do? Well, I can't talk about that. Like some secret government spy stuff? Sounds dangerous, huh? Yes. Okay, well how about a little about you? What do you do for fun? Look, I don't really care about getting to know you. Upload your required medical exam results. Sure, uploading. You had a mild case of shintonal abraxas 4 years ago. Yes, but the doctors have disconnect. Thank you for connecting to iPartner Connections. What she's looking for is a hookup, and she's not interested in any of this crap. And she knows what she wants. So, personal correspondence 3. It's another intertext relay chat. True Gent Forever says, oh, my love is like a red rose that is new sprung. Disconnect. She does not want an emotional attachment. Interrelay text chat from the Citadel. From High Roller LLC. Hey, baby, how about a pic? Let's get this. Disconnect. She also doesn't want disrespect, which is nice. Nice to see. Another one. Location Omega. So I think let's see. This is Ilium, Omega, Citadel, and Omega. So she's shopping for people all over the place. And everywhere she goes. From No Games 411. Sounds like they've got a lot in common. No Games uploads his medical. Miranda says, looks clean. Yes. Miranda says, apartment block D, number whatever. Anything I should disconnect. Thank you for connecting to iPartner Connections. She was successful. Good for her. Alright. Chat. Miranda Lawson. And then that's her sister, Oriana. Hey, is that you? Yes, don't worry. I've made sure everything is secure. Oh, secure, right. Yeah, good call. How are you settling in? Good. The house is huge. Seems so big for me. How are your studies going? Great. I still don't like genetic theory, but I want to understand everything, you know? Physics and math all seem to breeze by. Miranda says, your mark in late 20th century Earth history is below the standard deviation. Did you want me to hire a tutor for you? History? No, it's okay. I'm just not interested, I guess. Ori. What? Fine. Okay, yes, there's a boy in there. Danner. Danner Gassima? Yes. How did you know that? Miranda. It doesn't matter. His family owns a series of restaurants in the Citadel. Good academic record. Interested in sports. Broke his leg when he was 14. Oriana says, sure. Yeah, he's always asking questions in class. I don't think he even knows I'm alive. Miranda says, I see. Oriana, how do I, get him to notice? Get him to notice? Yes, I can help with that. Oriana, please. Miranda, yes, boys. You must be sure to always be true to yourself. I know that sounds like silly advice, but if he isn't interested in the real you, he won't be interested. You have to trust that when things are right, he will notice you, and he will appreciate what you are, both inside and out. You can't make yourself into something you are not. Oriana says, because you will never learn if that some special someone for you falls for you or falls for a lie. Miranda, Ori, I didn't. Then Ori says, you are pasting advice from Dear Dinah column dated 2 weeks ago. We have the extranet here as well, sis. God. Miranda Lawson, I didn't mean to make you angry. Oriana, I know, sis. I'm sorry. I hate all this. Being here and you're off doing whatever to save the world or whatever. I just hate it. Miranda says, there isn't a point in saving the world if I can't even talk to my sister. I'm sorry. I am. Now, why don't you tell me about this boy? Oriana says, yeah, okay. He's different. Miranda says, I hate him already. Oriana, Miranda, I'm your big sister. I'm going to hate all of them. Accept it. Now, his eye color says blue here. Is that ocean blue or more gunmetal blue? That's the end of the summary. She sounds quite against big sister. And here's medical test results. Basically, there is a problem with an irregularity in her genetic makeup, and that makes her unable to conceive a child. And that is probably done by her father intentionally when he created her genetic sequencing. He probably made sure that she couldn't have children, and that's hideous if you want them. Morden. Professor previously attached to Solarian Special Tasks Group. Impressive credentials. Modifications to genophage reestablished 99.9% death rate among Krogan births. That is not accurate. It's not birth and then dying. It's a fertility problem. Current work with Shepard is obvious atonement attempt. Ugh. Okay. SCG mission report. Project Firebreak. Drop 16. Werelock Clan Trading Center in Tuchanka. 2119, Turian patrol ship Indomitable contacted by assisting distraction team. So the Solarians and the Turians are out there in space around Tuchanka. And the Solarians contact the Turian patrol ship. The patrol ship breaks its position in the Krogan demilitarized zone to render assistance. The Solarian vessel, Vestok 16, enters through the gap in the sensor coverage, so they start landing. Touchdown and landing, Commander Kirihi performs final review of drop parameters. So Commander Kirihi was the guy that we took off of. I forget the world's name all the time. But anyway, when we blew up the place, we saved him, and he was on our ship for a little bit. Mission Specialist Solus, Warden Solus, suggests change to plan. When informed that plan will not be changing unless parameters shift, Specialist Solus suggests Commander Curie has foreign obstruction in Cloaca. And I really wanted to show you this because the cloaca is something that birds have. And it is an orifice that contains both their digestive and their reproductive tract. It's all tucked up in there. That's why when you see birds flying around, you don't see their genitalia like flying around in the wind too. Everything's tucked into the cloaca. So the cloaca is basically, well, it's not an asshole, it's not a vagina, or it's just an orifice that holds everything. Birds poop and lay eggs from the same orifice, okay? Operative Rentella detects incoming Werlock scouts, so they're being attacked. Scouts neutralized. Rentella out-treated for minor injuries. After assisting, Specialist Solus asks if failure to land undetected constitutes parameter shift. Commander Curie suggests operation may proceed as planned. Specialist Solus suggests cloacal obstruction is in fact Curie's cranium. He's got his head up his ass. The Slarian team leaves Vashok 16 and proceeds toward primary drop point, Werlock Agar Center. Sorry, I just scrolled funny there. Werlock Agar Center reached. Team splits with distraction team led by Operative Rentola drawing Werlock scouts from area. So they're doing a distraction play. The primary team disables the solar array. Werlock workers leave Agar Center to repair solar array, so they've arranged another distraction. Primary team enters Agar Center. Mission Specialist Solus performs water and soil tests to ensure proper payload dispersal, assisted by Specialist Malin. So that's Malin, the guy who we let Solus kill. Distraction team breaks radio silence, informs primary team that Werlock group is returned. So they're not falling for the distraction. They're coming back to the Agar Center. Specialist Solus asks whether this constitutes parameter shift. Commander Curie suggests that Specialist Solus is in fact a walking cloaca. Restates importance of holding the line. You'll always hear holding the line with Commander Curie. It comes up in the next game too. Werlock team arrives at the Agar Center and initiates close quarters combat. So they're attacking our main team here. Operatives Jiren and Chorl killed. Specialist Malin and Operatives Hishiao and Shenik seriously injured. This is where Malin loses his horn. Werlock team killed in entirety, so Malin killed them all. The last member of the Werlock team is prevented from broadcasting an alarm due to Specialist Solus stabbing Werlock guard through eye with pitchfork, sustaining injuries to face and right cranial horn in process. The distraction team arrives to provide relief. Commander Curie notes parameter shift, suggests Rentola take injured team members back to ship while he and the remainder of the team attempt to hit secondary drop point. Despite injuries to face and head, Specialist Solus refuses to return the ship, noting need for soil and water analysis at secondary sites. Curie suggests that Solus is one tough cloaca. Specialist Malin, greatly distressed by discovery that Agar Center was staffed by female Krogan, including guards killed in attack. Specialist Solus calms colleague and provides sedative. Specialist Malin returns to the ship with the other injured team members. So this is where Malin's discouragement, distraction is apparent. This is the first time we hear that Malin is not happy about the whole Krogan thing. Active team finishes disposal of bodies and heads for secondary drop point, Werlock Hospital. The active team infiltrates the hospital undetected. Specialist Solus determines chemical makeup of soil and waterfall within necessary parameters. The payload is dispersed into water and food. So they've snuck into the hospital and they've put the genophage, not the genophage, but the changed genophage that helps with the God, I'm missing all my words today. That helps with the continued efficacy of the genophage. Okay. Active team returns to ship. Specialist Solus declines treatment, insists on providing additional care for Hishao, Shenik, and Malin. Alright, so here, Specialist Malin makes formal protest, suggests action against female Krogan violates mission parameters of maintaining population levels without negatively impacting culture. Specialist Solus requests protests be stricken from record due to Malin's injured condition. Commander Carey, he concurs. So, Solus is worried that Malin is going to be... Now, I've heard other people say that this is because Malin wants to cover it up, but I don't think so. I think Malin wants... Solus wants to cover it up. I don't think so. I think Solus is trying to not put something in the record that he might think is unwise for his student. Because if that got to his command, they may discipline his student for saying these sorts of things. Malin is given additional sedatives, unconscious for the remainder of operation. STD vessel, Veshok 16 lifts off, departing through existing sensor gap. Mission complete. So this is where they did the payload for the enhanced genophage. Bibliography. So this is what he has written as a first writer. So in technical works, you have usually 5 to 10 authors, and this is a first writer. Usually, but not always, means that they've contributed the most to a particular project. That's not always the case, but I think that's what they're trying to say here. So there's all of this stuff about dispersal, treatment modalities, genetics, cross-species contamination, disease, population stability. He's got some stuff about indoctrination progression and mental degradation, which is very interesting. Biological vectors, viral manipulation and modification, threat potential analysis. There's all of them. He ran a threat potential analysis on all of them because he's looking at what happens when you change societies like he's doing. And here we have his production credits. He was in the Pirates of Penzance. He was in Iolanthe, I think. Hamlet, Science Fun Today as himself. Science Roundtable, Rights of the Patient as himself. And The Facts of Faith as himself. Faith, that's interesting. We don't hear much about that with him. Surveillance transcript from the medical clinic on Omega. Patient, I can't. Unintelligible. Warren Solus call. Dr. Abrams, damn it. When Solus says call, that means that the patient is dead. Warren Solus, time of death, 22:17. Need to remove body, sanitize area. Not that sanitation matters. The same plague. Still, no need to risk further infection. And then Daniel says, how should we do something for him? Warden says, why? Batarian belief in afterlife involves soul leaving body through eyes. Treatment of corpse, unimportant by cultural standards, unless eyes removed by enemies. Very insulting. And Daniel says, but we lost another patient. And Warden says, yes, more patients than time. Impossible to save everyone. Go crazy if you try. So save who you can. Move on. Save more if we hurry. Daniel says, we shouldn't be in here waiting for people to come to us. We should be out there getting medicines to them. I can go. And Morden says, no, pointless. Already more than enough patients here. Can't risk combat with Vorcha or gangs. Better to save those who make an effort to come to us. Assistant says, Daniel says, no, doctor. Oh, this is not Daniel. This is different. Doctor, there are blue suns outside. They're asking for all the humans to come out. This is where he kills a whole platoon of blue suns. Warren Solus says, of course, expected as much. Losing to Vorcha, need to establish dominance. We'll speak with them. Daniel, remove corpse, get next patient. Still more to save. Sound of footsteps, Solus leaves. Assistant says, he's not going to turn us over to them, is he? Daniel says, I don't think so. Listen, when he gets back, tell him I took some of the cure. I'm going to go out and help. And this is where he leaves to go, and we rescue him later. The assistant says, but... And Daniel says, just tell him. And he leaves. The assistant says, you can't. My God, what's going on? And Solus comes back. Get up. Danger has passed. Should be P-A-S-S-E-D. Blue Suns didn't expect resistance. Foolish of them. Won't make that mistake again. No chance to, I suppose. Please, up. Need you to bring in next patient. Wait, medical supplies missing. Corpse not removed. Where is Daniel? He said He went into slums trying to help those too sick to come out. Assistant said, yes. And Morden says, his decision. Hope he lives. Can't help him now. Too busy. Bring next patient. Very focused on patient. Okay, here's Jacob, the most boring person in the world. Ex-Alliance soldier, biotic training, despite solid service history, clearly placed on Shepard's team primarily for stabilizing elements of personality. Right. Workout routine. His workout routine is 300 crunches, 250 side crunches, 300 leg squat lifts, 250 leg lifts, 125 weighted leg lifts, and 600 half sit-ups. Okay, I could probably do half of that. Most popular workout entertainment: Blasto the Jellyfish Stings, Making of Blasto the Jellyfish Stings, Old Yeller Centennial Remastered Edition. Old Yeller is an old movie, and if you like dogs, I suggest not watching it. Sorry, Confessions 26 True Blue. You'll see this come up a lot. I think it's pornography. Military correspondence to Mr. Jacob Taylor from the 1st Earth Division Special Forces. They're saying, it was with great regret that I learned of your resignation from the Alliance military. In your many years of service, you have proven yourself an exemplary Marine. You have been an invaluable asset to the Alliance military, and we will miss your expertise and loyalty. It is for this reason that I am prepared to offer you a promotion to the rank of First Lieutenant, along with the correspondent raise in pay grade. I would welcome you as an addition to my company. I hope that you will give me my offer due consideration. I personally look forward to your response. And he said, screw that, I'm going to Cerberus, because he's messed up. Personal correspondence. And this is his father's letter to him. Son, if you're reading this, then I'm gone. With the inherent dangers of these missions, it seems foolish not to have some letter like this ready, so I'm sending this before we get too far from our last relay. I remember the look on your face when I left. You wanted to ask me not to go, but you didn't. You've grown to be a wise young man with a strong sense of duty. I wish I could take credit for that, but it has more to do with who you are than anything I taught you. That's true. His father was not there. The truth is, I haven't been around enough, see? And if you're reading this, then I'm never going to have the chance to fix that. My job is an important one, but a man can't hide behind the pressures of work. This was to be my last trip. Easy for me to say now, I know, but the money from this expedition would have let me settle down with you and your mother to carve out some kind of peaceful, quiet life far away from the pressures of space. Before I left, you were talking about joining the Alliance. I hope you find the same kind of peace and camaraderie with your team that I found on the Gernsback. I love you, son, and I'm proud of the man you've become. I wish I could have told you one last time. Love, Dad. We've got Jack's stuff here. Extranet log. Note, Subject 0 avoids the Normandy's extranet connection and works off of a private family tool line. She doesn't want anyone seeing what she's doing. So she searched the Citadel news archives about Pragia and Miranda Lawson, the elusive man in Cerberus. She read up on the galactic history, which is interesting. She signed up to the Citadel Newsnet forums. There was a video, she watched a video of Geth attack on Eden Prime and the Citadel and Commander Shepard's Spectre inauguration, but she closed that after 12 seconds. She's interested in Shepard, but she wants to, she's just not that interested. She saw a video of the crash of the first Normandy from the interior, so she saw how this game opened up. She saw the Alliance video escape pod procedures, so she's making sure she can leave the ship if she has to. That's pretty smart. She's looked at mass relay locations. She looked at major shuttle ports in Citadel worlds and terminus systems. She's just looking about how she can escape and go places. List of Citadel note flight zones. Banned from Citadel news forums because she swears a lot. She makes derogatory comments. She makes inflammatory comments. And she circumvents WorkSafe filters. Sounds like me. She signed up for the Galactic Champion Poker Championship. She played it for 15 minutes, but she was banned because she swore too much. And then she wiped her extranet history. And this is from Galactic Poetry Monthly, where we regret that we're unable to use their submission at this time. And her submission. I've had people read this and think it's good. This is not a good poem, okay? I'm just gonna tell you this is not a good poem. My soul burns with the fire of darkness, quenched only in the pain of loneliness. I hold my breath, waiting and still till spots appear black as the past, and fill my lungs with lies of hope. I mark myself black and jagged to cover the scars that make me a monster. A warning that this is not a place of honor. No esteemed dead are buried here. So, it's a silly poem. It's not good. I can see why they didn't want to use it. This last bit here, this is not a place of honor and no esteemed dead are buried here. This is kind of overlooked by other people who talk about this. When we have a lot of nuclear waste or other waste of that type, we have to get rid of it somehow. And one of the ways that we get rid of it is to take a lot of it and put it in thick concrete blocks and bury it deep. But then somebody said, what if, because it'll be radioactive for thousands of years. Somebody said, what if a future civilization comes along and they notice from their sensors that something's buried here, so they try to dig it out. And so they asked linguists and other people to come up with some sort of saying, and this is not just in English, but I think in other languages, to say that this is not a place of honor. No esteemed dead are buried here because we're worried about, they might think it's a burial chamber. They might think that it's valuable. So we want to save them in the future. And that's why this is lifted from that. I think it's a really interesting thing and kind of eerie. So definitely worth a look at the tablets that they made with this on it. Surveillance transcript. Helios Medical Facility, Eden Prime 2165, tapped for possible Cerberus involvement. This is a little bit before our time, probably about 25 years. Dr. Castor says, I'm so sorry. These things, there's so much about prenatal element 0 exposure that we don't understand. The unidentified woman says, but no, she was fine. She was fine and happy. You just told me she needed a checkup. The doctor says, it happened so quickly we were unable to bring her back. You just said she needed a checkup. How did this happen? I'm very sorry. I went to see her. No, ma'am, believe me. After what the seizures did to the poor child's body, you don't. How did this happen? We don't know. I'll be honest. This isn't the first infant we've lost this way. And she's, of course, crying and screaming. We're working on treatments. The government doesn't put much effort into it, though. Don't want to interfere with their biotic recruitments. Sons of bitches. Those sons of bitches. Listen, this may not be the right time, but if you'd be willing to let us study your baby's body, we can do some tests. You want to keep her? I don't want another family to go through what you went through. Okay, yes, whatever helps. Thank you so much. The nurse will have you sign a few forms. I'm so sorry, ma'am. And this, of course, is Jack's mother. And they take Jack at this point. The doctor says, open a secure channel, authorization 3362. Yes, it's me. I've got a candidate. Yes, highest potential I've seen in years. No, the family has been dealt with. Send a team from Pragia ASAP. So the baby was very young when they took her. Zaid has 2 entries. Partial transcript of conversation recorded on the Normandy's lower decks. Zaid says, so, this hot-shot Turian moves in by the door, ignores my hand signal, and gets hit straight through the visor. Kelly says, oh my. Zaid says, it's like he was expecting slavers to hand out business cards instead of bullets. And Kelly says, was he alright? Zaid says, the Turian? Nah, Sniper took his head clean off. Oh dear. Right. It all went to shit after that. We jammed their radio equipment, but the slavers got off a shuttle that came back with a bomb. But they were keeping people in that camp. And Zaid says, sure, they'd lose some credits, but there's always another civilian transport in the terminus systems. So I'm beginning to realize, what did you do? We got the hell out. We killed their captain and the guards like we were hired to. I figured the merc flying the shuttle wouldn't be dumb enough to blow up his own base once we left. And Kelly says, what happened? Zaid says the blood pack always did like them incredibly goddamn stupid. War stories. Personal log. This is a personal note written by Masani to himself after being approached by Cerberus. He writes in a coding system that's popular among Terminus system marks. So, this is about his retirement plans. He's taking Elysium, but only if the Alliance gets serious about taking out the Batarians in the Verge, so not in my lifetime. Ilium's an easy place for a man to disappear whether he wants to or not. Think I'll pass. Earth's still too bloody crowded. Beckenstein, decent weather, good food, mostly human. Good choice if I can stay under the radar. Eden Prime, best garden world in the galaxy, but nothing is rebuilt but the farms. Hell, maybe I should just buy a ship full of explosives and commit suicide by Omega. Easiest retirement plan I've come up with so far. I'd probably go to Eden Prime. Sounds nice. Garrus, my space boyfriend, has a kill list. Noted criminal deaths on Omega. He shot a gang leader with a headshot, a gang enforcer with a gang shot. He shot a slaver with gunshot wounds, all extremities and primary organs, rifle butt fracture to the face, 3rd-degree burns to most of the body using an explosive crate. So when he's not too upset with them, he just shoots them in the head. If he doesn't like them at all, he makes them suffer a little bit first. A saboteur, he suffocates them, you know, punishment fits the crime. A weapons smuggler kills them with a smuggled weapon. A red sand dealer, chemical overdose. Red sand, direct contact with all 4 eyes. And he kills Zelanik near Halish with a cough. I don't know how he does that, but, you know, whatever. Visor specs, so his cool little visor thing. He's got a custom targeting visor. It's unique, based on Kuwashi frame. Magnification of 100 times, integrated target tracing, optional wind gravity compensation solutions. It's got sonar, radar, thermal, and EM targeting capabilities. It monitors biofeedback on target within 10 meters to detect heart rate fluctuations or changes to breath pattern. That's interesting. And if you do that, you can see when somebody is stressed or upset. He can detect and measure biotic fields up to 100 meters away and provide optimized firing solution to collapse kinetic barriers or synthetic shielding support. There's an optional kill timer that can track number of enemies taken by self or sync-suited team member in given time period, so he's running the numbers on how many people he killed. Armor Hotlink provides back tracing of incoming fire and corrects for micro-refraction of outgoing shots through kinetic barriers. It also plays him music. He listens to Die for the Cause, Fire in the Courtyard, Bang Bang Boom, which sounds cool, Hurt Me Deeper, which is Best of Expel 10, which we heard about, and Blue Azure, which is from Vaenia, which is, I think, a pornography? Maybe not. 10 names are carved into the frame, and these are his, the people who died because Adonis gave them up. Justicar has 2 things. Samara has 2 things. Samara says, I have called you together to ask something of you. It is not a small thing, but it is for the best. Rila Falair, are you receiving this? Quite well. We're in a common room. Her communicator's too near the door. Try now, Mother. Samara says, this news would be best delivered in person, but I am not allowed to travel before tomorrow. I have something I must do. It is hazardous, and thus I must do it alone. What do you mean, hazardous? Tomorrow I take the Oath of Solitude. It is to prepare me for the other oaths, but it means... What? It is an oath required of all who... I know what it means, Mother. I'm 42 years old. I have heard of Justicars. Then, do you understand why I must do it? And her daughter says, no. And she says, the life of a Justicar is dangerous. I will make enemies, and they would seek to use you. Falair says, that I understand. What is not clear is why you do this in the first place. Is it not enough that we live in 100 light years away from you in a dank fortress, that we have no communicator of our own, but must use this communal one? Do you know what it means to us to hear your voice? I am sorry, Falair. And now you take that away. Samara says, that is wounding, but it is the truth. I wish there were some other path. And you called us instead of coming to see us. If I came to see you, I would never leave. You know what that would mean. Is she that terrible, Mother? Is she so much of a menace that you would deny us ever seeing you, ever hearing your voice again? My dear, I cannot lose her on the world and pretend I cannot loose her. It should be loose. And pretend I owe her victims nothing. Her crimes are my crimes. In time you may see as I do. Time is a weak salve for a fresh wound. Please do not let anger ruin us. We will have our lives to contemplate the pain and loss. Can we not see from one another's eyes just for a moment? And her daughter says, I don't want to lose you, Mother, not over someone as small as Morala, or whatever she calls herself now. And Rila, you have been silent. Are you in accord? I can only say I will yearn for you too. Surely you have more than that. Is this the only way you will have righteousness, Mother? It will let me live a just life. Then the goddess forbid I take it from you. And Rila terminates her part of the call. Falera says she loves you, Mother. She did not say it, but she does. Samara says, and you, can you understand why I must do this? And Falera says, just catch her. So her other two daughters are sweet and wonderful, but they are Ardakyachi, and they are in a monastery, which we will see in game 3. She's got an inventory, which were possessions that were bequeathed by herself to her daughters, I'd imagine. She's got a 4-bedroom home on Thestia, furniture and household appliances. Elkos Sapphire is family sky car. Oh. She's leaving her prior life as a soccer mom. She's left her clothing and jewelry, which she has about 20 outfits. She's got some intimate negligees and the dancing dresses. She's got a bond ceremony gown. This is her wedding gown and her wedding bracelet. She's got a hollow locket, which is basically a locket full of pictures of her love and her children. And she kept her baby and children clothing, and my mom did that too. She still got some of my baby clothing. She also bequeathed her lifetime Sarah's Fitness membership pass, her first place trophy in Amateur Skyball League, her vid and novel library, which she has quite a lot, photo albums, she has a lot of those, sculpture of Samara and Bandmeat, her personalized Happy Birthday Mom travel mug with pictures of Samara and children. That sounds like something I bought my mom. She also has a memorial sphere for her bond mate, which I believe probably carries some of the ashes. And then she also kept her birthing crush. She's very much a family woman. Ugh, there's so much to go. Okay, Talizora Vas Normandy. So they can amend and change their suits, and so she has an upgraded interface GUI for relic technology. She's charged most of this to Project Haystrom. So Haystrom was the planet that she was on with the weird sun. She upgraded her diagnostics for radiation detection. She upgraded her Omni tool for enhanced data integrity. And then she upgraded her translator software for all human languages. She installed her suit application for NutriScan to make sure everything's okay. Her Engine Master 3.6 human vessels. Not sure what that means. And she installed NerveStim Pro. That's what the Quarian in the bar on Ilium was talking about. She downloaded an entertainment vid, Exiles, Portraits of the Lost Quarians. She installed Prototype Defense Suite, Shieldjack 0.8. She's got a medical scanning and quarantine suite. She ran an infection treatment. She downloaded an education vid dealing with loss. She uninstalled NerdStim Pro. She reinstalled it. Okay, and then she's got Understanding Body Language, Human Edition. She's trying to figure Shepard out. She installed her entertainment vid Fleet and Flotilla. She uninstalled her NerdStim Pro. She downloaded the education vid Human Courtship and Mating. Aw, it's so cute. And then she installed ImmunoBoost Professional Edition and also NerveStim Pro. And she got the deluxe edition this time. Ah, dear. Okay, so this is when, in the last game before we met her, she's emailing the Shadow Broker. I know you don't know me. I'm the daughter of Admiral Raelzora, and I've run into trouble on my pilgrimage. I was investigating a disabled Geth and found a recording that seems to indicate that a specter named Saren is working with the Geth. He's betrayed the Council and is working for some group called the Reapers. I'm on the Citadel now, but Saren's people are after me. This is too big for me to deal with. I'm willing to offer you the information in exchange for protection. Are you interested? The Shadow Broker replies, I'm interested, and you were smart to come to me. I have an enforcer on the Citadel named Fist. He can protect you, give him the information, get you someplace safe. Tally says, no deal. Saren has turned too many people against me. If we're doing this, I want to meet you in person. I can't trust anyone else. And the Shadow Broker says, sure, I'll meet you in person. Fist will set it up. Which is never going to happen. Shadow Broker says, I'm forwarding you the intel on a Quarian named Talizora. She wants a meeting and she's got valuable intel. Get her someplace safe and avoid any intelligence channels. Spectre Saren Arterius is after her. When you get the intel, kill the Quarian and any of our operatives who had access to the data. This information cannot be compromised. Top level security. You'll be compensated for the loss of any of your people. And then, from Tally, your agent was compromised. He tried to sell me out to Saren. I've turned the agent information over to a Human Alliance commander named Shepard, and I think I've got all the protection I need. Thank you for the offer, and I hope this does not affect any future exchanges. The Shadow Broker says, of course, I apologize for Fist's behavior. Should you ever change your mind, I'd be more than happy to offer my personal protection. Please contact me at your earliest convenience. Still wants the data. And this is really sad. It's a letter that Tally is writing to Sen and Heshet Joran. And she has a hard time. She's writing it on the Citadel. Dear Sen and Heshet Joran, I am Ereskine. To the parents of Mir Jordan Vas, Ereskine. My name is Talizora Vasnime, and I led the unit where your son was killed on Haystrom. And it takes it back to I led the unit on Haystrom where your son died. And she doesn't like that either. Unit Haystrom where my Jordan died. And she thinks that's okay. I didn't know Mir Jordan well, but he seemed like a good soldier, solider, and a brave young. Erase that. I didn't get the chance to know Mir very well, but erase that. I only served with Mir for a short time, but I was impressed by his bravery and his commitment to his people. And that's a good line. He died so I could, didn't like that. He saved me from the sacrifice he gave his life to get data that the Admiral Board felt was, take out the Admiral Board, that's not good. To get data that will one day bring us back to the homeworld. I don't know if that helps. No, take that back. Back to the homeworld, and we all honor his sacrifice. Then she takes, she can't, I regret, I'm sorry, I understand what, she can't deal with it, and she saves it and leaves. So the message says, my name is Talizora, and I led the unit on Haystrom where Mir Jordan died. I didn't know, I only served with Mir for a short time, but I was impressed by his bravery and his commitment to his people. He gave his life to get data that will one day bring us back to the homeworld. And that's it. She couldn't get everything else. I wouldn't want to be the one writing those letters. No way. Kasimi. She's got poetry too. And it's not good either. Breathless, glinting skin, muscles working in rhythm, cloaked desire watches, looking at me now, his indifferent eyes smile. I am a puddle, beautiful and good, punishing with his kindness. Jacob is perfect. I hope she gets no. Jacob is terrible. He's just gonna cheat on you. From Kasumi to Mathetu Pellery, Blue Suns and Omega. I understand from my sources that you're looking to expand your collection of antiquities. These are the items I currently have in inventory. I was originally commissioned to obtain them, but when they didn't pay me for them, they became mine. The prices on all items are open to negotiation. In your case, I may prefer favors over credits. Please use this same secure channel to respond. So she has a domed Batarian ceremonial headdress. She's got the Da Vinci Mona Lisa. She's got the complete first folio edition works of esteemed poet Zesotal Vasranok Korean, so it's like an older bit of works. The Kohinoor Diamond, which is loose. The Turian Battle Spike, approximately 3,000 years old, origin unknown, believed to be one of two, but missing its pair. That is such a little teasing detail, and they never come back to it. Thane Creus. His preferred assassination methods. It's all neck snaps, okay? Different neck snaps. For the Krogan, alternative bomb. Medical report from Dr. Chakwas. He's got 42% left lung capacity. His left lung has large lesions, and the right lung has nodular lesions only. He's on an antibiotic treatment, but he's resistant to cypoxidin, melanarin, and alburesin. He's got metastatic progress in his stomach, liver, and heart. All bad. He's a viable transplant, but he doesn't want to be added to the list. And there's no synthetic transplants that can be used. She says at this time, Mr. Creus should continue getting regular cardiovascular exercise in order to stimulate lung movement and prevent or delay the stiffness that causes lack of oxygen transport. While physical stimulation may also be beneficial in keeping tissues flexible, any injury at this point will dramatically impact Mr. Creus's body and cause rapid degeneration. It is unclear how much longer Thane will be able to serve in direct action. Thane should continue to wear loose clothing that leaves his chest uncovered to prevent moisture buildup that would worsen the problem. So that's just an excuse so that he can show off his manly figure. The Drell eidetic memory is often beneficial in allowing Drell to escape unpleasant scenes by losing themselves in happier times. However, she says that Thane should try to restrict the time spent reminiscing, as prolonged sedentary activity may increase the rate of lung degradations. She wants him to remain active and to engage with other team members. I don't know why anybody would romance him, but they do. Grunts. His search history. He searches Krogan history, Great Wars, the Genophage. He wants to know about Krogan victories, Okier, Great Generals, Tuchanka, Erdnot Rex, Battlemaster Shepard, Commander Shepard, Normandy. There must be... Oh, Commander Shepard, because his mother's also Commander Shepard, I think. Or was. He wants to know about animal fights, large predators, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Earth Lizard Rex, dinosaurs. Very cute. He also runs searches on Battlemaster humans, Earth humans, human history, Earth wars. He downloaded lots of footage and documentary footage on warrior humans, great humans, honored humans, great storytellers human, war stories, and then human Homer, Kipling, Hemingway. He's downloaded all their audiobooks. He's got The Sun Also Rises, didn't like it for too much. For Whom the Bell Tolls, he's got all of it. A Farewell to Arms, he didn't like that. And The Old Man in the Sea, he liked that one. He also searched for sharks, because they're badass. He ordered the Ultra Black Ops Mega Catalog. He purchased Case Premium 54 ER Engine Oil. He downloaded The Madness of Sacrifice, the unauthorized biography of Warlord Okier. He purchased the Economy Box Fish Dog Food Factory Tasty Bites. He likes dog treats. He downloaded When Fauna Attacks. He likes Patax's Hot Fish Spice. He watched Vanya, and he watched Asari Confessions 26 True Boo, like Jacob. He also purchased Fornak's Special Spotlight Krogan Edition and Captain Cosmic action figures. Gar, the Krogan Battlemaster, with real smasher enemies to action. He's just a kid. He's just a kid. Cerberus has two. This is their activities, and it's very interesting. It's a very condensed. A very condensed history. It only goes from 2157 to to 2182. So this covers 15 years of their history. Their manifesto was published in 57. The facility and project was constructed 3 years later. A year after that, Subject Zero was born. They purchased CDR Holdings, Terra Nova, and Commonwealth Bank. They're getting their funding, and they're getting their method of working established. 1 year after that, they have decided how to infiltrate human media, and they use an agent, Scott Examiner. Wait, no, Scott Examiner. They use agents to go into constant times. The Scott Examiner, the nascent Galactic Broadcasting Corporation. So they're getting in there at the base of this. 1 year later, Project Doorway makes forgery of Council standard Medicards and Identitech possible. So they allow their agents unrestricted movement within Council space. The Scott Examiner, 1 year after that, destroys credibility of Varif Safin, front runner for Prime Minister. So they're going in there and they're destroying people's campaigns. Operative steal antimatter from the SSV Geneva. Assignment goes wrong, but discipline holds and squad fights to the death. Sole survivor divulges little but names his sponsor Cerberus. Recruitment increases, but stringent standards slow growth. So that was that's like 7 years. They've got recruitment. They've been doing all these crazy stuff. They purchased Harabin Military Industries on Terra Nova. That's a legitimate arms contract to the Colonial Services. Models without serial numbers produced for export to crime syndicates, so they've started to trade weapons. 10 years after they started, Cerberus agents among humans recruited into Global Maritime Justice Organization on Trident. The assassination, a year later, assassination of 22 Solarian crime syndicate members on Trident leads to takeover a narcotics trade. They've taken over so they're arms dealing. They've got narcotics trade. They've got spies everywhere, and they're doing biotic projects as well. Reprisals bloody but tolerable. Milky Way Foundation created to funnel money, and now they've got some money laundering going on. New Dawn Pharmaceuticals purchased to begin Project Trapdoor, so they've got a pharmaceuticals company as well. This pharmaceuticals company experiments on Asari captives with omega and cephalin to measure disruption of biotic powers. They estimate that 2.5 milligrams of active ingredients for each 25 kilogram body weight will do this. Under 7.5 milligram dose optimal to avoid detection by taste or smell. 3 to 5 standard days of onset period. Powers return in 2 to 5 standard days of last dose taken. Permanent damage possible. So they've figured out how to stop Asari from using their biotic powers. They did nanosurgery on Jack, which was successful. But the omega and cephalin fails to work on appropriate receptors. The program began to instill other Cerberus operatives with resistance to OE, this omega and cephalin. So they're trying to only do a biotic weapon against the Asari here. This is some stuff. They're not good people. Pope Clement the 16th is assassinated via rosary beads coated with sodium non-acetate and dimethyl sulfoxide. So they killed the Pope, and the death was attributed to age and heart failure. They've put their own replacement, Pope Leo the 14th, who has eschatological beliefs in line with militarizing humanity. So they want to militarize humanity. Forgiving attitude to Solarians, Regenophage proves useful for strategic alliance against Turians. So they want to ally the Solarians against the Turians. Ah, dear. I think 16 years after they've begun, Inez Simmons resigns as head of Terra Firma Party. Frontrunner Claude Minau assassinated. Charles Serafino, much more tractable. So they made her resign. They killed Claude Minow, and Charles is their candidate. Radium placed inside office chair of Systems Alliance parliamentarian Artyom Gavrikov, which killed him. His death is attributed to cancer. They're getting into politics here. They manipulated the following emergency election. Cerberus-backed candidate loses, but they've bribed the winning candidate, so that's okay, right? Michael Moser-Lang approached by operatives in militia community. Insider information given for stock buy to provide him with funding. This is Lang. Contact severed, but electronic surveillance remain. Lang purchases armaments. So they're selling their weapons to him. Influx of humans into Trident political scene leads to renaming of capital with human name, New Cousteau. So taking over Trident. Got electronic surveillance removed from Lang's home. Lang kills Enrique Aguilar and Ying Xiong, resulting approval bump for Vice President Belknap, and allows passage of financial reform bill allowing for increased loopholes in colony-based shell companies. That's good for Cerberus because they can do more trading, dirty trading, and fighting among the vice premiers a bonus as Lin Yi alienates Politburo's standing committee, and his chances of election to the Systems Alliance Parliament are dashed. More politics. They bought Light and Show Pictures' proprietary Reality Plus video editing machine so they can forge photorealistic video, which can do all sorts of things. Matriarch Talia Eraza targeted with Omega encapsulin. Claims of biotic superiority to non-biotics deflated once her powers fail. Her voice in citizen legislators considerably diminished. So they're using their no OE stuff, which isn't anywhere but in this little thing. They don't talk about it. Military arm creates post on planet Binthu. MSV Anaxaris sabotaged. Catalyst added to metastable metallic hydrogen fuel by timer injection. Ship breaks apart during FTL. All hands aboard lost. Turian hierarchy Hawk Raherix or Sivus killed in the process. Explosion attributed to faulty engineering. Admiral Kahoku begins investigation of suspected Cerberus activities. So this raised all sorts of alarm bells within the Alliance. And there's more recent activity. This is not even the highlights. This is just some stuff that they've done. They're not good. The Elusive Man's profile. Cigarettes smoked today 4. Drinks consumed today 7. You'd think it'd be the other way around. Daily Skyball score 160/0. 5th consecutive perfect game. He's good at Skyball. Him and Samara should team up. Samara could kick his ass. He wears really nice suits. They've got a light linen blend, 2,200 thread count, very nice. There's a single button closure, besom checks pocket, 5 interior pockets, 4 button cuffs, side vents, built-in protection from close range weapons fire, and it's plum. So, and then he sleeps with a lot of people all the time, and he sends messages everywhere: Citadel, Ilium, Omega, Earth, Horizon, Eden Prime, Thesia, Palavin, Tuchanka, and to the Migrant Fleet. So they've got agents working within the Migrant Fleet. How exciting for them. Captain Bailey. Okay, so he's sending this message to the Zakara Ward officer mailing list. Subject: new recruit basics. Listen up, I'm sending this out because too many of our new recruits don't get that being part of C-Sex in the Citadel isn't like security on a garden planet. I want you to drill the following into their heads until they're sick of your voice. Learn your district. Contacts don't make themselves. There's a mandatory minimum of 20 hours on foot patrol during a work week. No exceptions. This is for recruits. Update your translators. The Citadel gets more than 9 million tourists a week. You need to understand whether the drunk from Omega is enjoying the nightlife or telling his buddies to flank you. Sounds reasonable. Eyes are on us. Everyone from the council to your bus drivers watching the new CSEC. Yak all you want in your locker room, but remember, a mistake in uniform can get plastered over the whole damn galaxy's news network. That's it for now. Come to me with any problems, cases you think we need to lean on, or boot out. Bailey. Okay, so this is what he's reading. His reading list. He reads the summary of the previous day's council meeting. Always smart. He reads the Citadel Newsnet. Only the front page stories, though. And he reads sports and arts and entertainment. He's got an email from his ex-wife, which canceled their visit to the Citadel, which she's probably upset about. He read about VIP looters, the dark side of the colonies. Report from Detective Napathu Kasha on murder suspect Rose Jones. Note, Jones is innocent. See footage from camera. The Department of Citadel Rapid Transport Emergency News Bulletin. Recancellation of services from Zakara Ward to Taysteri Ward. Request for backup from Captain Keitham of Taysteri Ward. A note from Taysteri Ward Intendant Sonal Brerish expressing sorrow re loss of officers Lambert Igaria and Pretnus Samalda to gunmen on Taysteri Ward. A request from Captain Keitham to temporarily transfer 2 CSEC officers from the city's Zakara Ward to Taysteri Ward. Sounds like they're going to shit over there. Invitation from Captain Keithan to meet at the usual place. Captain Keithan has had a very bad day. And there's been an email from ex-wife about the gang member shootout in Bailey's health. So I think his ex-wife really does care for him. She just doesn't want to be there with him. Arya? Recording taken on Omega, Afterlife Nightclub, private room at 4 o'clock in the morning. Door opens and closes. Enrix. What the? Arya says, Callus Enrix? Enrix, who the hell are? Hey! Arya says, don't bother. Those shackles don't have a release catch. Enrix said, you mistake me with one of your clients or something, lady? Let me out. Arya said, this was very good. The Turian's been at Afterlife for a week. Usually I spot them earlier. Enrix is a Turian agent for Cerberus. Enrix says, spot what? Arya says, I know you're listening through that speaker hidden in Enrix's collar. I bet Enrix doesn't even know who he's really spying for, does he, Shadow Broker? Actually, sorry. Enrix is an agent for the Shadow Broker. Enrix says, Shadow what? I don't know any. Hey, wait, what are you doing? Arya says, you don't play favorites, Broker. I admire that, but what I don't like is how you think anything twitches a muscle on Omega without my knowing it. Ah, damn it, my face. Arya says, feel free to waste as many lives as you want sending your agents down to my world. Enrix says, okay, listen, I'm working for a guy, but it's not what you think. I'm not... Door opens and closes, recording exits. They killed him. There's another agent, though, in the afterlife. From Arya Cloak to the events coordinator about the Afterlife entertainment. Flynn, here's what I want to set up for the next month. So here's the entertainment on Afterlife. Sinya Sisters, they're good, but I don't want them performing so close to the Beck burlesque act when it comes back from the mining colonies. String out the flesh shows. Too much nakedness. Fight pit. Too many Vorcha. No one's going to pay to see those little goblins eat each other when they'll do it on the street for free. Give me some Krogans and enough humans to keep them busy for an hour. That singer in tomorrow's band is from Eclipse. I'm surprised you didn't spot it. Bring him to me after the last call. So there's a plant from the Eclipse mercenary guild that is the singer in one of the bands. He's gonna get in trouble. Hanar jugglers. Before you send in the vid, I thought you were joking. Book them. I could use a laugh. And then, we should consider making the casino ship a VIP-only event. Hand out passes to people who need killing and let them do it for me. There was more blood than credits on the table after the shootout for the last week's jackpot. I gotta love Arya. Captain David Anderson. Military correspondence. Only got 3 more of these left, and then it is the IFF mission. But this is a nice little interlude, I think. This is an encrypted message sent by Captain Farah Galapi from Arcturus Station. David Anderson. I have been asked to step in on the matter of your continued vocal and insistent support of Commander Shepard, formerly of the SR-1 Normandy, within the Alliance military and to third-party contracts. The matter of Commander Shepard and their involvement... Okay, they gotta say there, because it's he or her. It could be either one. Their involvement in the attack on the Citadel Station is of high value to military intelligence and the Galactic Council. To that end, we respectfully ask you to cease and desist your continued investigation that has been deemed closed, and sealed for 2 solar years. So he's still trying to find Commander Shepard. Your continued agitation in this matter is deemed a high security risk with potential repercussions for galactic security. Please consider our position carefully. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact my office. This is a message from Cynthia Barris from Atlanta. David, Harry and I went to Jason's graduation ceremony in San Francisco today. Such a beautiful occasion, all those gowns and bright spirits, so much potential. I know Harry would frown at the thought, but I couldn't help recalling the pomp around your appointment to the Hastings. You were the second in command, weren't you? The military always did ceremony very well. God, that was a lifetime ago. Jason says to send his best. I'm so proud of him. Aerospace engineer. I don't pretend to understand what he does, but the gleam in his eyes when he's trying to explain his latest designs to me says that he has found his place in this universe. He once wanted you to be there at his ceremony, but I know duty calls. He sees you as a heroic figure of fighting grand battles in space. I hope you can make it for the holidays this year. Henry asked just the other day, I know you don't see eye to eye on much, but he respects you. He respects what you do, and you know Jason is over the moon when you can take the time to review his ship designs. Let me know about the holidays, and David, please be careful. I bet Cynthia is his sister. Recent transactions. So he's bought the catalog Dionysus Imports. He downloaded Saren, a Hero Betrayed. That sounds like a hate watch. He purchased Modus Valley brand 2 bottles of white wine. He watched Damage, the truth behind the Citadel crisis. He's drinking some more. He bought a bottle of gold label Arasa. He downloaded The Path of Lies, a history of the Alliance military. Why is he watching this stuff? He downloaded Afraid of the Dark, Reapers, Collectors, and Other Myths. Okay, so this is probably something that's a little bit better. He bought 2 more bottles of wine, or vodka actually. Vodka. And he also purchased Clean Sweep Home Maintenance. I guess they've got to clear out the party that he had with himself when he's watching depressing television. Admiral Stephen Hackett, our friend. Wait, that's what it says about him. He's the commanding officer of the Alliance Navy's 5th Fleet. He worked with Commander Shepard before the destruction of the Normandy SR-1. A deep cover operative is scheduled to replace his current aide in 2 months. So this is a Shadow Brokers operative. They want to get close to him. This is a letter from Major Caleb Antella to Admiral Stephen Hackett, taking action on Commander Shepard's return, because Commander Shepard isn't in the Alliance command right this instant, I don't think. Sir, we've confirmed sightings of Commander Shepard on Omega, and that the commander is now working for the terrorist organization Cerberus. Several Alliance officials have let it be known that they consider it crucial that we interrogate humanity's first Spectre on his apparent desertion of the Alliance in the Citadel. If we bring Shepard in now, we can gather an account of the commander's past 2 years without being pressured by the galactic media to leak potentially sensitive data. In light of this, I am officially requesting that you rescind your orders against Alliance contact with Shepard. Rest assured, our department is dedicated to the commander's safety, provided that Shepard is cooperative in furnishing us with a detailed report of his previous whereabouts and current work for Cerberus. We anticipate releasing him from Alliance custody no later than 5 to 7 months from acquisition. Respectfully awaiting your reply, Major Antella, Department of Internal Naval Affairs. So, I think this is completely reasonable. If a member of your army disappears, well, Navy actually, sorry, and he disappears for 2 years, And then turns up working for a terrorist organization. Wouldn't you want to bring him in? I think I would. But Admiral Stephen Hackett says request denied. Just a simple request denied. You gotta admire him. Shadow Broker. We've got one thing. To the Shadow Broker from Operative Ketchlu. Per your request, we've landed on the Yogg homeworld and captured a specimen for your studies. This is his pet. We actually had to kill several of them before finding this one, which seemed interested in leaving the planet. Hopefully this means he's more tractable. I do recommend caution, however. These creatures may indeed be valuable shock troops or bodyguards, but their savagery puts even the Krogan to shame. As near as we can tell, it's part of their culture. They're not simple brutes like most Krogan. The one we've got is learning nearly as fast as a Solarian. He could be more dangerous than you realize. The Shadow Broker responds. If you're reading this, my young friend, then you've eliminated the former Operative Ketchlu and have taken his position. These few months have seen you learn and grow at a rate I would never have credited had I not seen to it personally. You already understand 17 languages without translator assistance, and your political predictions have bettered some of my best agents. As Ketchlu, you will command strike teams to gather intelligence and neutralize potential threats. Remember your training. Losing your temper costs you that priceless mind of yours, as well as the loyalty of your men. The Shadow Broker leads those who can look for secrets. He must be trusted by his men so that he can in turn trust them. Gathering knowledge is a holy task, one I'm sure you understand, as you wanted to be off your homeworld so badly to see what wonders awaited you out here. Please provide an update of all operations, check Ketchlu, and know that I'm proud of you. So this is the Shadow Broker. The previous Shadow Broker caught this Yogg off of his homeworld. This Yogg is quite smart. And pretended to cooperate. And then, sent the Yogg after Operative Ketchlu and took his position. But Shadow Broker then says to everybody, remove Operative Ketchlu immediately. He is too dangerous to leave alive. Engage only with numerical superiority. Otherwise, change all access codes and observe only. Provide no information. Ketchlu must not be allowed any further access to blank. And this is where Operative Ketchlu turns on the Shadow Broker, kills him, and usurps his position. Because then the Shadow Broker, formerly the nice guy and now the Yogg, Operative Ketchlu is no longer a problem. Discontinue code changes and resume normal activity. I want a status report on all operations by the end of the next solar day. Shadow Broker out. And that's everything. Gives you really good, it gives you really good background on all these characters. Can you get off my ass, please? Jesus. Okay, so I'm gonna leave. Wait, I'm gonna check this and see if the investment opportunities have. Nope. Gonna leave now. Return to Normandy. The funny thing about this is that we finished the Shadow Broker in one recording, an hour and a half of a recording. We went to the Shadow Broker ship after we defeated that one Asari girl, and we did all of that within an hour and a half. It's been an hour and a half just looking through the Shadow Broker's base. The Shadow Broker was 3 hours of material, but half of it is just looking around at the base and the other things. It's not the combat, it's not the mission. It's very interesting. Don't know how I feel about that. So we have our dog tags. Where are they? Do I see them? I think they're down by my bed. Yeah, they're here. We've got these dog tags now. And we've got the Shadow Broker ship and all the other ships. We're complete with the ships. Private terminal. No new messages. Team status all complete. So you know what that means. that means that I should probably, at the start of the next video, I should probably go around and talk to everybody and then do the Reaper IFF. So that's my plan for next time. It shouldn't take very long. Most of the people on the ship will have exhausted their dialogue. So basically we just gotta check 2 or 3 people. And then it's the IFF. Because we simply have Stop the Collectors, Arrival, which goes after Stop the Collectors, and then Project Firewalker, and we are not doing Project Firewalker. I refuse to do it. So anyway, I hope you had a good time. I know this was just a lot of reading, but I really do like the stuff on the Shadow Broker ship, and I don't always read through it when I play the game, so it's a good excuse. So thank you very much for joining me, and take care.